Hey guys, I'm Vijaya. I've spent the last 5 years writing SQL professionally, and today I'm condensing all that experience into one clear tutorial. Let's dive in. So today in this session, we are going to learn how to create database, how to alter or rename database, and drop database. So this is the first query of creating the database, but before we start to write the query and understand it, I want to tell about the comment line in SQL Server. So basically there are three types of comment line in SQL Server: single line comment, multi-line comment, and inline comment. So here you can see that I have written the first query, but before the first query, I have given this two dashes, or you can say double hyphen. So this indicates that this is the single line comment. And in SQL, a single line comment is used to write notes or explanation within your code that the database engine will ignore during the execution time. And the most common way to write a single line comment is by using double dashes or double hyphen. So anything following this double dashes, or you can say double hyphen, indicates that this is a single line comment. And here, this is the multi-line comment. This is the opening of multi-line comment, and this is the closing end of multi-line comment. So multi-line comments are used when we need to comment out more than one line of SQL code. They are typically used for longer explanation or disable larger section of code. And the third one is inline comment. Inline comments allows us to add comments within a query itself. They are typically used to provide additional information or explanation for specified parts of the query without interrupting the flow of the SQL statement. And inline comment also start with slash and asterisk and end with star and asterisk, just like multi-line comments start. And here we create our database. So this is the syntax of creating the database: create database, database name. And this is the code: create database, database name, unique. So you can give whatever name you want to give to your database as per your requirement. And this is the second query of to alter or rename DB. So what is alter or rename? So here I have given my database name unique. But now for some reason I want to change the database name to some other name. So in that case, you can use alter statement. So this is the syntax: alter database, old database name, modify name equals to new database name. And this is the code: alter database, unique, modify name equals to real. And this is the third query. You can also use the system store procedure to rename DB. So what is system store procedure? A system store procedure in SQL Server is a built-in predefined procedure provided by Microsoft to perform administrative, informational, and management tasks. The key purpose is that they are used for tasks like managing security, configuring server settings, monitoring performance, and troubleshooting. Most system store procedures start with SP underscore prefix. So this indicates that this is a system store procedure. And guys, if you want a separate video of system store procedures, you can comment me. I will definitely make video on this topic also. And this is the code: ASP underscore rename DB, DB represent to database, real, unique. And you can also drop the database if you want. So this is the syntax: drop database, database name, and this is the code: drop database, unique. And this is a very basic syntax of SQL delete statement. So delete from table name where condition. Here, what I have do, I want to delete from the customer table from the name column a particular record of Sam. So delete from customer where name equals to Sam. In this way, the Sam record will be deleted permanently from the customer table. And similarly, you can't drop database if it's currently in use. That means if you are in unique database and you want to delete a database, you can't do it. If you want to drop it, then put the database in single user mode. And this is the syntax: alter database, your database name set single user with rollback immediate option. And this is the code: alter database unique set single user with rollback immediate option. This will immediately roll back all the stuffs you are doing in the database and delete the database for us. So guys, we will see all this example practically using SQL Server Management Studio. But in this slide, I want to explain the code before we start practically to write. The next step is to open it. So go to the search window and type here SQL Server Management Studio. Then click here to open it. So in my system, I have installed SQL Server 2021 and it will take a little bit time to open it. So after it open it, you will see this type of interface and it loading the connection screen window in the right side. So here is the connection screen window. So think of the connection screen as the front door security checkpoint to the data before you can write a single line of SQL. So you have to prove to the software exactly where you are going and that you have the keys to get inside. So this is the connection screen window. And in the left side, you will see the Object Explorer window. But first see this connection screen. And here you will see the server name. So here it is by default selected the server name. So you might be assuming that what is the server name? So it is the exact digital address of your database. It is split in two parts, the computer's name and the specified SQL engine running on it. That means here the first one is the computer's name and this one is the SQL engine. And the second one is the authentication. So this is the ID check. So here I have selected the Windows authentication because in that case you don't have to provide the username and password. But if you want to select the SQL Server authentication, so in that case you will have to provide the username and password. But I preferably like to select the Windows authentication. And after that, this is the database name. So by default, it is selected. So what it means? That means when it open it, when we connect to the SQL Server Management Studio, so by default, the system database is open and that is the master database. So this is all the system database, master, model, MSDB and TempDB. So we didn't create any custom database. If you created any custom database, then it will show in this list. But now we didn't create any custom database. So this is all the system database of SQL. Next one is encrypt. So it is mandatory. You have to select it. So what it exactly means? So encrypt is a security setting that determines whether the communication between your client application and the SQL Server instance must be encrypted. So when this setting is enabled, the data sent between the client and the server is protected by using transport layer security. And here you have to check this trust server certificate. And now the next one is the custom properties. So the custom properties step is used to stay safe. And here the next one is the custom properties. So first one is the name. So here give your server a friendly nickname that means main database instead of a long code. But here I didn't give any nickname to my server. Now second one is the color. So you can assign a color to your query windows true so you never accidentally delete the live data. Now here the second one is the color. So when the custom color setting is left as default, it means no specified color coded warning will be applied to database connection. So the status bar at the bottom of your query windows will use the standard neutral color of your SQL management tool, which usually depends on your current system theme. So there are no bright highlights to draw your attention. So now you can see here there are mainly 5 types of color. So the first one is the red. So it is used for production life environment. and it is uses for high alert live data, double check all queries before executing. So destructive actions carry high risk. And the next one is the green. So it is used for development environment and it shared or dedicated development environments safe to experiment, modify schema and write initial code. And the next one is the blue or default. It is for localhost environment and its standard local developer instances completely isolated and safe for aggressive testing. The next one is yellow. So it is used for QA or testing environment and it proceeds with care used primarily by quality assurance teams to test new features and catch bugs. And the last one is the orange. It is used for staging and UAT environment. So it is used for pre-production environment, requires caution as it closely mirrors live data structure and volume for final testing. So here we didn't select any color. So by default it is selected. Now just click here to connect to the SQL. Now after it open it, you will see this type of interface. So in the left side, this is the Object Explorer window. So the Object Explorer window is the panel on the left. It is exactly like Windows File Explorer or Mac Finder. So if you need to find, modify or delete anything without writing code, you use this free menu. So here, this is when the database folder to expand it to see all your actual data tables. And the next one is the security tab. So open this to create new user accounts or reset password. And here this is the management tab. Click here to open it. So look here for system health logs and automatic backup schedules. So this is all about the Object Explorer window. Now for writing the query, so go to the new query tab, click here to open it. So this is the query editor window. Here we will write our SQL code and execute it. And here in the top, you will see this the top menu bar. So think of the very top row of text, file, edit, view, extra like the main directory at the shopping mall. Every single feature, setting and tool in the massive software lives inside one of this drop down menu. So this one is the file tab. Click here to save and open it. Here you can click here. Here you can open new editor window, new project, file, query with current connection. Okay. And open, you can open here from folder, project or solution, file, file with new connection and file disconnected. If you want to close it, then close it. Okay. Just select here. Okay. And this one is the edit. The oops and fix center made a mistake. So come here and correct it. And this one is the view. The screen layout center. Crucial. If you accidentally close the side panel and it disappears. So don't panic. Click here to view to find it, bring and back to your screen. And here, this is one the query editor tab. So this is the action center. A query is just a question you ask the database. This menu lets you run those commands, cancel them if they freeze or change how the answers are displayed. And here, this one is the tools, the setting center, like the setting app on your phone. So come here to change the font size or turn on dark mode. Okay, and here this is the standard toolbar. So here you can see this is the new query. So here this is the blank paper. So clicking this open a massive blank canvas on the right side of your screen where we will write our SQL code. And here this is the execute button. So this is the green play button. This is how you tell the server run my code right now. You can also press the shortcut key F5 from your keyboard. Okay. So let's first write our query. So one thing I want to remember you that after you open this, so this is the context menu. By default, the master database is opened in this context menu. So here, this is all the system database. Now we have to create our own database. So have you remembered the syntax to write our database, which we have seen in our slide? Now let's create our custom database. To create database and database name. So what's the syntax? Create database and database name. So here this is the code. Okay. Now when we execute it, we will definitely get the error. Now let's see it first. Okay. So here what it show incorrect syntax near the keyword unique. That means this unique is the reserved keyword in SQL. What it means? It means reserved keywords in SQL are specified words that have a built-in predefined meaning within the SQL language used to execute commands and structured queries. So, why do they matter? Because the database engine uses this word to understand what you want it to do. You cannot use them as in names for your tables, columns, database, or variables unless you specifically escape them using quotation mark or bracket. So depending on your specified database system. So to remove this error, we have to put the bracket just like this. Okay. In the starting and in the end. Okay. Now let's select it the query and execute it. Okay. Now here the message shows that our commands completed successfully. Now you are assuming that where our database is created, this unique database. So go here to the Object Explorer window and in the database tab, just right click and refresh it. Okay, and expand it. So now you will see this unique database is created here in the database folder. Okay. Now what is the next query? So the next query is alter or rename DB. So have you remember the syntax? What is the syntax? Which we have shown in our slide. So alter database, old database name, modify name equals to new database name. So let's create it. Okay, please enter. So alter database unique alter database, old database name, modify name equals to new database. Let's give it real. Okay. Now execute it. Okay. So here the message shows that the database name real has been set. So just go to the database folder, right click and refresh it. Okay. So here you will see now our unique database is renamed to real. Okay. So in this way we can alter or modify our database name. Now you can also use the system store procedure to rename our database. Okay. So how to do it? Now in the same way, we can also use the system store procedure to rename our DB. So what is the syntax? sp underscore rename DB, old database name, comma, new database name. So let's create it. sp underscore rename DB. Okay. So here we will have to put the double quotes. Okay. Or you can put also single quotes also. Real, comma, and new database name. So let's give our database name unique once again. Okay. Unique. Okay. And at the end put the semicolon. So this semicolon shows that this line of code completed. So let's execute it. Okay. So the message shows that the database name unique has been set. Okay. So go here to the database folder and just refresh it. Okay. And expand it. Okay. Now our database created unique. Okay. Which we have changed it. Now in the same way, you can also drop the database. So drop database and database name. So let's create the query. Drop database, and here it will show what unique. Okay. We select it and put the semicolon and execute it. Now here you can see in the bottom it is executing our query. Okay. So it cannot drop database unit because it is currently in use. Okay. So in the same way, which we have seen in the slide that we cannot delete or drop the database if it is currently in use. Okay. So here, now we are in the unique database. If we want to delete it, now execute once again. Here it executing the query. So it can't drop database unit because it is currently in use. Okay. So if we want to drop this database, then we will have to write this code. So what is the code to delete it? So you can't drop database if it is currently in use. So if you want to drop it, so you have to put the database in single user mode. So alter database, the database name set single user with rollback immediate option. So let's create it. Okay. Alter database unique, the database name, set single user with rollback immediate option, set single user, single user mode with rollback immediate option and put the semicolon. Okay. Now execute this code. So select it. Okay. So now commands completed successfully. Now let's drop this database. Okay. So here it shows that our commands completed successfully. Now go to the database folder and refresh it. Now here we can't see our database because it's gone. So if you want to drop the database which we are working currently, then you will have to write this code on the database Unix at single user with rollback immediate option and then write our code to drop it. So it will immediately roll back all the stuffs you are doing and it delete the database for us. Now what's the next query? So here we see that how to drop the database if it is currently in use. Now what's the next query? So the next query is delete a particular record from customer table. Okay. Now for that we will have to create a database unit once again. So just select this query and execute it. Okay. Now go to the database folder, right click and refresh it. Now here our unique database is created once again. Okay. So now here you can see that we didn't create any tables just right now. So first create the tables. So first I want to show from this graphic user interface. So just right click and select new tab and click here table. If you don't want to write the code manually. So here give your column name. I want to give ID. Okay. And we want to store the integer data types. That means number. So here select the int data type. Okay. And it allows null values. No. Okay. And just right click, set it primary key. So this is a constant. We will see in our upcoming videos that what is constant. Okay. Primary key constant is that you cannot insert duplicate values in that column. So that is the use of primary key constant. Further, we will explore these things in details. Now, we want to give name column. And here we want to store only the varchar or character data type. So just select here and varchar, okay? And its storage byte is 50. And it allows null values. Okay, it will. So okay. So just press Ctrl S to save it and give this table name to customer. This is our table name. Okay. And click here to OK. Okay. And so now our customer table is created. So go here in the tables folder and just right click it. Okay. Now here you can see This is our customer table. Now we want to insert value in that columns. Okay. So how can we insert it? So here this is the constant, this is the indexes. Now to insert the data, just go to the customer table, right click here and select this edit top 200 rows. Okay. Now first give it the ID purchase first. Now here I want to give Sarah. Pick the name and second ID. Okay. And here I want to give Sam, a particular record which we want to delete it. Now third one is third ID and here I want to give it to Tina. Okay. Now just right click it and execute our SQL command. Okay. So here third data is not created. Let's create it again. Okay. And give here Tina. Enter. Okay. Now after data you have inserted, you have to go to the next line and then right click and execute our SQL command. Okay. Now our data is created in this customer table. So go here to the tables folder. Okay. And just right click it, refresh it. Okay. Now here, this is the customer tables. Okay. So now let's write the code to see that our data is inserted or not. So select all start, or you can say start from customer table. And take the semicolon. So this is the, now give where this is the DBO. This is the database name, database object. You select it. So invalid object in customer. Okay. So just refresh it. Okay. Select star from DBO for customer. The code is correct. But why shouldn't error? Okay. Now here the problem is that we are in the master database. So go here to the unique database. Okay. Now select it and execute it. Okay. So our error is that we are executing this code in the by default master database. So we didn't select our database. So first select it. So now we are in the unique database and we can now select our data. So here select start from debut.customer. This is the line of code to select all the data from the customer table. So here this is the code which we just created by using this Object Explorer window. So here all the data which we have written as created here. So here ID, name is Tara, second is Sam, third one is Tina. Now what is our next query? So we want to delete a particular record from the customer table. Okay. So have you remembered the syntax? So what is the syntax? Delete from customer table where name equals to Sam. So write this query, delete from, okay, DB represent database object. This is the schema. I will tell this in upcoming video. DB dot customer. Okay. So delete from customer table where is the condition? Where name equals to Sam. And at then put the semicolon. Okay. So now just select the query and execute it. Okay. So one row is affected, that means this SAM record is deleted. Okay. Now once again select this select query. Okay. Now execute it. Okay. Now here you can see that our SAM record is deleted permanently from this customer table. Okay. So in the same way, you can use this delete statement to delete a particular record. Now, what is our next query? So now we have seen that we delete a particular record from the customer table, and the last query is you can't drop database if it is currently in use. So if you can move the database in single user mode with rollback immediate option. So here we see this query. Here we have written. So this one is the last query which we want to write it. Okay. So what we have learned today in this session are create database, alter database, drop database, delete table column, row using where clause, and drop database if it's currently in use using set single user with rollback immediate option. Now guys, if you have any query related to this session, then please comment me or mail me to this mail ID, and I will definitely try to give the reply. Previously, I have made 3 videos on theoretical concept about SQL in my another channel, that is Introduction of SQL Server, identifying data types, identifying system databases in SQL Server. So if you want those videos, then the link will be given in the description box. Then go there and please check those videos first. Till then, stay safe and take care.